Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Live Show, episode 337. And as always, is your nerd Chicano here to host the show, along with my wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Sunday night.
And you know what that means. Of course, we're here to discuss the season finale of True Detective Night Country. Well, season finale, series finale, I don't know. I don't know how it works, but what's it called? I'd say it's the season finale since this is an anthology show, right? So we would say season finale. But we're here to discuss the season finale. But before we can get into that, Brad, just quickly, because I know we want to get into it, because we got to get out of here because it's late. Brad, how are you doing today?
Doing well, Raul. Doing well. Just another Sunday. Uh,
Sunday with True Detective.
yeah, been doing work for my dad as an excuse for him to hang out. So
Yeah. We already know how it goes. Yep. I'm sure you got to catch up on Tokyo Vice, right?
I did. So I did. I
Nice.
did a write up of season one. People can go to the website for that.
Oh shit.
I did
Okay.
a write up of Bookie. People can go to the website for that, thenerdcore.com. So
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. We'll definitely get to reading on that. And of course, I had to catch up on movies today. To yesterday and today, I caught up on a couple of films that I need to do for reviews, and I caught up on a little. I watched another episode of Monarch, and then I watched this, of course, and Madam Web, and that's it. Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
talk about that later. That's not for today.
yeah. That's not for today. That's not for today, bro. It is not for today. Uh, but of course, without further ado, let's just do it, Brad. We got to get into it. We got to get into it. There's no way that we don't get into it. So, without further ado, if you have not caught up on True Detective Night Country, you should probably get out of here. We care about spoilers, but if you don't care about spoilers, or you've already seen the episode or the season, either way, how it goes is your one and only spoiler warning. It is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, man. As always, Brad, we are kind of limited here with the amount of info we've got, but this was the season finale of True Detective Night Country. Of course, directed and created by Isa Lopez and written by Isa Lopez with based on True Detective on the series created by Nick Pozzolato. And of course, we've had the same cast for a while now. We had Jodie Foster, we had Kali Reyes, Fiona Shaw, Finn Bennett, Isabella LeBlanc, Christopher Eccleston, and Kathleen Wilder, and of course produced by Kari Joji Fukunaga and everybody else who was in there. And yep. But today we saw the season finale, Brad, and we finally got them to go into the damn cave.
They finally got into the damn caves.
Yeah. Whether they liked it or not, that shit was a go. Ooh, oh man, that hurt. Getting into that cave hurt. Um, they got into the cave and we discovered about the murder of Annie Kay and what went down. And, I want to go ahead and just start it off here, Brad. What are your initial thoughts on the season finale of True Detective Night Country?
My initial thoughts is when you have 6 episodes in a season, you get some just when you just have 6 episodes to tell your story, you have to do something really quick and that really don't make any sense. But hey, they kind of work, so you roll with it. And them finding the tunnel in such a Scooby Doo kind of way, falling through basically the roof of the room, kind of ridiculous in a way, but again, you have a limited number of episodes, so therefore that's what we get. But other than that, I really like the tension building throughout this episode. Um, yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised they were able to tie all the loose ends for the most part, and yeah, I liked it. I personally, I thought it went well. But I'm a fan of Issa Lopez. I'm a fan of her horror telling, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say this is the greatest thing ever on television, but I think it ended well enough, and we got, close the chapter.
Yeah. I will say that I loved this episode and I loved this season. I think this I think it really all came together with this episode. And as I had been saying for the past couple of reviews, we are like, okay, we got to really wait until we get to the end, because then everything is going to start to like, really fall into place. We're going to be like, okay, that's why that episode felt like that, or that's why this episode felt like that. And I think that True Detective Night Country did a great thing here with, once again, being slapped with the True Detective, right? You have to you have all these things that people are looking at, and they're like, what's it called? Oh, that could be Russ Cole's mom, like this, the spirals and all these things that keep being brought up, and then at the end, it's like, they're not exactly what that means. This is just another series. This is just another story that exists within this world.
Well, yeah, and that's now that the series has ended, Issa's opened up a bit more and has said that those are just small little details she put in there to say this is within the same world. The
Yeah,
2007 True Detective and the 2024 True Detective Night Country exist in the same world, and that's
yeah.
all that was.
All that was. And once again, like Navarro says at the end, what's it called? Your story is just a story. What's it called? Where these are all just stories within this world, right? And they all exist within this world. And you know these stories may not be more important than the other ones, but they are a story, and we have to look into it.
Although we did get the time as a flat circle and from season one, uh,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was
I
noticeable.
understood that reference.
Yeah, time is a flat circle.
Yeah, yeah. But Brad, I have to say, man, what's it called? I said my big fear going into it was like, okay, it's gonna be really rushed. They're gonna
I
try to
didn't
really go in there,
I didn't
and
really
then
feel rushed.
my brother asked me, like, what's it called? Almost towards the end, we're like, hey, he goes, so how much longer we got? And I was like, okay. I was like I was wondering, like, okay, I was like, okay, I hope we're not literally like 5 minutes from the end.
The ending, and they got to cut
But I
this.
also was like, I hope this isn't like barely about to get halfway through.
Yeah,
I pressed down and I'm like, oh, we're like about to hit 75% of the way done. Like this isn't paced terribly. Like I
no,
thought, okay, this is paced pretty well, and it's working so far. And of course, we think that we kind of reached this part where it's like, oh, like we think that it's over, right? And we get the thing about the hand on
I mean,
the thing, and we're
which
like, okay,
from previous episodes, Issa had kind of dropped hints that those workers inside that lab would come into this.
yeah,
We didn't know how exactly, but yes, we did get the missing fingers, and I mean, um, Danvers getting the idea to pour UV and look at
yeah,
pour the UV sauce,
yeah. The UV sauce, the
the
UV
UV
liquid.
sauce,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and look at it. I don't just great police work, or we really gotta put a plot detail in here. I don't know.
yeah,
It works. It moved the story along.
yeah. I wanted to ask, how did you feel about us not like fully explaining what Danvers's family, like what the child and what the husband went through?
I mean,
I think now I have an idea about why, but I want to hear from you first.
I think it fits the story. I mean, Danvers doesn't want to talk about it, and so I think it does fit the story of she's just not going. That's a story we'll never know, and that story
Yeah.
Danvers going to keep to herself. So it just seems fitting for it to end that way.
I think that like this whole episode really kind of opened our eyes to like the very central theme about this show, which was, of course, it's grief and it's loss, and it's the way that it really eats away at you. But this idea of like not wanting to look back, right? You always
Yeah,
want to go forward, you don't want to look back. And I think that Jodie Foster really understands that when she asked him, like, hey, what was Holden saying? Like, what did Holden say? She was kind of like saying, like, it's okay for me to look back. I don't have to confront everything about my past, but I have to at least be willing to wonder about these things.
well, I think Rose said it pretty significantly to Porter in this: is you have to do this. This is a chapter you have to close.
Yeah,
I think that's was this whole episode 6 was just a bunch of closed chapters in there. Navarra closing a chapter of family and not knowing who she is and where she
yeah,
belongs. You have Jodie Foster closing a chapter on her, the death of her son and her husband, and you basically close the chapter on what happened to these scientists. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, which very fucking brutal. So we find out that Annie K was of course she was murdered. But because what we suspected, right? Something was going on that they were telling them to like increase the pollution. So what's it called? Raymond, what's it called? Says that they were increasing the pollutions to what's it called? Some very bad levels that were having some very bad effects, which of course explains the
So they could
miscarriages,
melt the permafrost
permafrost.
in
Yep,
order to continue their research.
yep. And of course, Annie wanted to, go what's it called, talk about that, and what's it called? She wanted to bring what's it called? Didn't want to stay quiet anymore, and um, her teammates killed her.
Yeah, I mean that was a pretty brutal scene in itself. Because she just snaps and starts destroying their lab equipment, and then they come down there, and one of the scientists just starts stabbing her, and
Yep,
then you have a pile on,
yep.
and I mean that was a pretty brutal scene in her whole death. Um,
But then what's it called? What I thought was what's it called? Even more what's I thought was like, oh fuck, here we go. What's it called? Pryor. They said that Pryor had been the one to what's it called? To go in there, right? They told him that Pryor went in and was trying to cover it up.
Hank's
Yes, Hank's
father.
dad. Yes, Hank's
Yeah,
dad. Yeah,
yeah.
Hank's
Hank
dad
was
went and
told. Yeah, Hank was basically told to go in there and do the
covered
cover
up.
up. Yeah.
So that motherfucker already knew of when it happened.
Yes.
Yeah. So he already had known what
And
happened.
and this is partially why his tooth was in that wall.
Yep.
That
Yep.
was that was yeah, that's something I've never seen in a show before is somebody's tooth physically just within a wall.
Yep. Yep. And of course, we think that that's it. And and I have to really hand it to Isa Lopez because she really makes it sound like, okay, I guess that's it. And, that's what happened. And I guess these guys just, what's called the bodies being stacked against each other really was just probably some people just going out, right? And nope, we don't stop it there. We we revisit this lady that we visited in the first episode,
Mm-hmm.
and guy who was in the chat with us a couple episodes ago. Not entirely right. He wasn't, but he did say that that lady was gonna have something to do with it,
And she did, and
and she
then
did.
but Rose was an actual being.
Yes, Rosa was actually being real being, and Navarro. I wouldn't say that Navarro was entirely what's it called. I know you saw us earlier.
It's a good question,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
good question on
Once
that.
again, what's it called? We're
But
not writing it. We're
I
just
mean,
critiquing.
they could have UV sauced all over that place and found
Yeah,
some fingerprints,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But yeah, and Navarro wasn't entirely like crazy, but she is very much what's it called connected to her ancestors, and it's a it's a very real thing to like some people just whether you believe it or not, bro. Some people say that they have these abilities and they feel these things, and you know that is just their story. That is their story. You don't have to completely what's it called believe their story, but it is their story.
Yeah.
And so these ladies, bro, these ladies went in there. What's it called? Found out that what's it called? They were like, okay, and y'all killed Annie, so now y'all got to suffer. And they what's it called? They take them. They first of all round them all up, except for Ray. I can't remember his name.
Raymond Clark, who
Raymond Clark.
stood
Yeah,
there on a ladder for an hour,
yeah,
trying to survive by keeping that lid closed.
yep. Raymond Clark, and they round them all up, and they just take them out to the fucking ice, strip them naked, tell them to get stripped out naked, and boom, let's
An
go.
hour or a week in the dark, you lose track of time. Yes.
Lose track of time. Yeah, and send them out. And
Also,
yeah,
I just want to
brutal.
say that first shot we got of that ladder in the episode, I was just like, hell no. I would not be climbing that.
Yup, yup. Yeah, hell no. But I love I love that like that Navarro falls, and then she's like, just don't do anything stupid. Yeah,
Yeah, and then I'll go get help, and then she just a whole fucking Scooby Doo.
yeah. Yeah,
act going
which
on.
is ridiculous, y'all. But I really don't care. Like, that doesn't like
But
ruin
like I
anything
said, you
for me.
have 6 episodes to the season, so you got to move the story
Yeah,
in some fashion.
yeah. It's like when people were complaining about the fast travel in Game of Thrones. It's like, I really don't care, guys. Like that. Like, we got to get this moving either way. Like, I do not care that we're not spending 3 episodes on a fucking boat. Um,
But how did you feel where the ladies basically addressed it like, oh, we didn't kill them, we allowed Mother to decide. We
Pretty
left their
much,
clothes
yeah.
for him right there.
But y'all still rounded them up, pointed guns at them, which is very illegal. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but I really don't care. It's a
I
pretty
mean,
solid review
I
of the
mean,
season. I
let's
loved it. I
let's be
don't.
real. The
Yeah,
most True Detective seasons we get, and honestly, I don't know. From what we're reading, this was a whole
yeah,
episode. This was a whole separate show that was going to be made, and then they threw the True Detective name on it. From what
and
we're
that's a
reading,
rumor. That's a
that's a
rumor.
rumor. That's a rumor.
Yeah,
But most True Detectives have been noir kind of esque, and this is more
yeah,
of the horror. So it does kind of make sense. It has a little bit more
yeah.
ridiculous.
I don't know about the tongue. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
they
that's the horror. That's the supernatural part. Like, maybe there is something in there, and like maybe. But
but
are we gonna go ahead and investigate it? No.
either that or the ladies lied about it, and that was
Yeah.
kind of their whole, yeah, this is
Mm,
for Annie K kind of thing. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about the tongue.
Who knows? That's I don't know, man. That's fucking weird. It's fucking weird about the tongue. But I don't know, man. I thought it had to be Peter's dad planting that maybe
That's
that.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah. It might have been dad. Maybe that was like,
He
hey,
would have had access to it.
yeah. He would have. He would have. And honestly, the motherfucker looks like one crazy dude to do that. And but Brad, what do you think, man? I really liked it, man. I really did. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go. That I sat there throughout this whole episode, and I was like, yeah, there's ridiculous moments, but like I was like, I'm really enjoying how we're doing this, and I really like the central theme here and what we were like. That whole ending just being like, what's it called? Like Navarro just gets to finally leave, and she what's it called? Leave, right? Because we see her with Danvers at the end, but
So is she still in Ennis? That was never really a given. I guess she's far away in a part of Ennis where nobody goes on the
yeah,
lake.
yeah. Probably somewhere you don't know. I didn't buy all these scientists were all good with really killing the town and still dead. Then we're just watching movies, making sandwich videos. Happy campers, then murder a woman. Bad plot.
The only thing I can figure is these scientists were being paid very, very well.
Yeah, I thought Navarro died. That's a good theory. That's a good theory.
And she was appearing to Danvers as a spirit. I mean, that's also a possibility because last we really see of her is walking on the ice, and
Yeah,
then she's at a lake house.
she did say no, and anybody who leaves Ennis isn't really gone, and it's like maybe that's the spirit of Navarro. And all I know is that wherever she is, she's at peace. She knows who she is. She is. She knows what's it called. She knows what's it called. What happened to Annie K. And I feel like that maybe had been what's it called. Maybe that was her spirit, or maybe not.
I mean, it's questionable because Danvers didn't really take any notice of her in
Yeah,
that shot.
yeah, yeah. But she's just there. She's just maybe that was the spirit. Maybe Brandon's right. Maybe Brandon's right. Um, but I liked it a lot, Brad. I really did. Yeah, I took it as her ghost as well. Danvers literally said, "Hey, if you commit suicide, please come haunt me." True.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
point.
True.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She did make that mention.
Yeah.
Don't be a stranger.
Won't be a stranger. Just come haunt me. It's
I
better
also
than
liked how
pulling my
Danvers
feet.
stole the Hawaii coffee cup.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought they were alluding to Navarro being the spirit when it did that flashback of Raymond right before the scientist died, and he looked her at her, and she said she's awake. The fact that they didn't acknowledge each other was weird. Yeah, might be spirit.
But
Might
they
might
did
actually be
that. But
spirit.
they did that in the beginning of the season too, where Danvers didn't even acknowledge Rose. Like
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
So Danvers is kind of known for not acknowledging people.
I guess. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but also, Brad, on that flashback to the guy that Navarro kills. Um, that was what was all that about?
That was Danvers just kind of reliving because she was waiting for that pop to go off,
Yeah,
killing Clark, and which never happened. But that was Danvers just relaying to Navarro in a flashback that she was about to pull the trigger too.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, man. I thought they had some great shots in here, man. I loved when Danvers fell into the water and just what's it called, like the single piece of light that's coming, fucking beautifully shot.
So who did she see? Was
Kinetically,
she
really.
seeing Navarro in the water, or was she? Because
No, she
Navarro
heard the
ends up
kid.
pulling her out.
Yeah, Navarro pulled her out, but she heard her kid, bro.
Okay,
She
I
heard her
thought she had
kid.
seen something.
No, she heard Holland or whatever the fuck he's Holden. She heard Holden.
Danvers is con,
Yeah, never does announce
rude.
anyone usually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like I said, man, I really liked it. Dude, there was that one shot when she's coming out, and I really like the editing in that shot when Danvers is holding the trigger up to Raymond's head, and you're kind of intercutting those things, and then you just have that shot of what's it called of Danvers like put against against the wall, and it's just like kind of making it seem like she's kind of being pushed a little bit more to the edge now, and it's I thought that was a beautifully framed shot.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not answering the tongue, but intentionally bringing it up again was frustrating. I
And yeah, it was weird because you had the frost coming over. Danvers
Yeah,
seeing the frost where the tongue was.
underwater was fantastic. Ice Cave looked cool too. Over the
I did like
shoulder,
that, Dave.
oh sure, Annie K at the warehouse was nice as well. Yes, yes, really good shots there. It's the guy who shot Tar, so I mean the guy's freaking awesome. Great cinematographer. I think he did a great job here, especially with the lighting. I think they did a great job with the lighting in this whole series. This whole season. We missed anything else, Brad? Oh, the stuff with Peter, bro. Like, oh
Yeah,
my god,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Prior,
Probably gonna have
my
some
brother brought up
issues
a
with.
book point. My brother brought up a
They're gonna need a therapy, a
yeah,
therapist in Ennis.
yeah. My brother brought up a good point. He's like, he's there laying with his child. He's like, I wonder if he's thinking like, is my kid gonna end up doing this to me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this should not. This should stop with me. I'm gonna say that.
yeah. This needs to stop with me. They had flashbacks of Hank hammering the snow.
Oh, that was so they said in was it the last episode or the previous episode?
Yeah,
Hank actually saved his son who had gone under the ice. That was Hank Cameron at the ice to pull him out.
yeah, yeah.
So
But
when Pryor was swinging and breaking in the ice, they kind of did a cut back to that.
yeah. But I liked our journey with Peter, and it's just like at first Peter does feel like this very timid guy who is like letting everybody kind of boss him around, don't you think? Um, everybody's just kind of letting him like he's like letting everybody just kind of push him around, and
I mean, Hank did not seem like a great father figure,
oh,
and
he doesn't feel like a
probably
great
quite
father.
mentally and physically abusive. Um, so yeah, I would say
Yeah,
that would be the main issue there. And then Danvers is such a strong, just strong-willed person.
yeah,
She kind of just takes over everything.
yeah. But I mean, in this episode, he really just finally decides to like man up and really fix what's going on with his family, and it looks like they let him back in, and like literally this whole episode is just like its central theme that is like bringing up for the whole what's it called this whole season was just you have all these things that are harmful in your past, but it's just how you move forward and how you fix what's going on right now. The past doesn't always have to haunt you, but you do have to acknowledge what has happened. Can ignore all the potholes except who was catfishing Hank?
Probably a Russian.
Probably a Russian.
Probably a Russian. If we
Yeah,
could, yeah,
let's be real.
Dimitri over there.
In season 5, Hank's original song will play 6,000 six
Oh my
times speed,
God!
and Han Potter like
Not
twist and
only did we
shout.
get Twist and Shout like twice in this
Yeah,
episode, we got like the slow version of Twist and Shout.
yeah. Oh, Brand says you missed that. Tracy thinks says love the music, vibe, acting, storylines have failed though. Yeah, I disagree, but we appreciate you still being here and talking with us. Um, Brandon Danvers was catfishing Hank. I would have loved for that to actually be, but I think that really does derail this like the tone of what we have here feels like a very serious, tone. And
You
yeah,
never thought you'd feel bad for Hank, just how big of a piece of shit Hank is. And
he
then when he's
is.
at the airport and she doesn't get off the plane and he comes back to his house and he's picking up the rose petals one by one, and you're like, damn, bro.
Yeah. Like he's a piece of shit, but like underneath all that hard layer of him being a hard ass and being terrible to his son and being a terrible coworker who is doing all these things behind their back. Like
And
it's a
probably
man who wants to be loved, bro.
he wants to be loved, yet he pushes away anyone who loves him and then
Yeah.
murders people. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah. So I don't know, Brett. Maybe Russian lady or Russian dude, I don't know who the hell it was, the mail order bride. Maybe they saved. Maybe she saved herself by not coming over to the
Yeah,
U.S. and
yeah, I
having to
think so.
deal with
Yeah,
Hank. Yeah, yeah. I really like the season, to be honest. Yeah, did
I
you?
mean, you know, and then Tracy has a good comment here. I agree. I think 12 episodes they could have fleshed
And
out
that's
more and it wouldn't have felt so rushed.
and that's where the fucking streaming really. That's where streaming really like. I'm starting to really notice it, Brad. What's called where we're starting to get like these less than 10 episode seasons, and it's like why, dude? Like, unless we're doing like an hour and 30-minute episodes each season, each episodes, we got to start like really looking at getting more of these 10 to 15 episode seasons, man.
Honestly, I'm surprised we even got a True Detective season.
Yeah,
I was kind of surprised at that when that news came out.
yeah. I liked what Issa Lopez did with this. And I think that it's not perfect. I mean, I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it ever was going to be. I think that slapping the True Detective moniker on it really does give it some sort of like predisposed what's called uh,
Yeah, an audience.
anticipation and
There's an audience there who's been
expectation.
for 3 seasons.
Yeah, there's an
So
expectation.
that's an HBO just trick right there, just to
Yeah,
get more eyes on it. Which
yeah.
I don't mind it because I like this season, but at the same time, I think it could have been its own thing and been fine with 12 episodes.
Well, so when Danvers is doing the interrogation and she says Hank could have had an accident when Dumpy noticed his body, how are they going to explain it until he washes up and he's wrapped in a trash bag?
Well, they
They
so they kind of explained that Rose like stabbed the lungs.
Yeah,
I
to
might
let
have
the air out.
I might have chained him to a concrete cinder block or something too, but
Yeah. It's the
it is
whole
what it is.
letting the air out.
Yeah.
Letting the air out.
But I like how they just were like, yeah, we're gonna dispose of Hank and show you, but Otis, don't know.
Yeah.
We're
I
guessing
like
he
the
goes in the same
season,
hole.
but I think the pacing was off. Could have spread out the answers. They saved it all till finale. I like the second half of this season a lot more than I like the first half. I'll say that.
Yes.
I think 4 through 6 are fantastic episodes of television. I really like them, and I think that 1 through 3 are a bit rough around the edges. But I still thought there was stuff in there that I was really like interested in clinging to.
They left Otis in Hank's car.
Hank's car. That guy is frozen to death.
They didn't
Like,
tell me what they did.
yeah. Agree, Brandon. He won't watch it. Yeah, because you took out the air out of the lungs, which I'm not even about to go into like if that's possible, but whatever.
It's nothing like how many seasons of Sopranos we had, and they didn't mention that. They were just tying people up to concrete blocks and throwing them in the freaking river.
Either way, we're swimming with the fishes.
Yeah.
Swimming with the fishes.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know if that's an actual thing.
I'm watching. Look, I'm watching a show. I am not looking for scientific accuracy. I'm not looking for. I do not give a single shit about that.
No.
Once again, I would like to point out how CinemaSins has ruined the way that we consume media and by looking at this shit. Because
plus again, I take this season as a horror season, and let's be real here. Every horror movie you ever watch is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculousness in there, and yeah. But still, not buying all of that. All of these seemingly happy scientists were all good with the town being murdered slowly, and then team up to murder a woman without question. Now, when you've got a corporation dumping money into your check and telling you to shut the fuck up while you do the work.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, because literally they were paying the cops off. They're paying everyone off.
bribery goes a long way.
Yeah, and
Bribery
makes
goes a
makes
long
men
way.
lose their morals. So that's the only way I can think of.
What did y'all think about the intro song? I got a lot of criticism, but I loved it compared to season two
I'll
and
let
three.
Raul start with that one.
Song fit the show. I agree with Brandon. It fits the show, but I don't like Billie Eilish. I find Billie Eilish to not have music that excites me. It bores me. So after I watched the first episode, I kept skipping the intro because I
See,
just
and I never skipped the intro because I figured they'd have different stuff like show
Brad
up.
did it.
I think it did. I'm not positive. I have to
Yeah.
go back and like rewatch the intros, but I think it had more stuff for each new episode. I didn't mind the song, but like I don't listen to radio very often, so I probably hadn't heard
Oh, the
that
first
song
time
as
that Brad listened to Billie Eilish,
yeah,
actually.
I mean the first time I heard that song before, so it was like, oh, this is all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, I'm not the biggest fan of Billie Eilish. I'm not the biggest fan of of that type of music. I've tried a lot, and it doesn't interest me. It doesn't do anything for me. It fits the show, cool. But I after the first intro, I was like, I'm not gonna watch.
Let's be real here. Everyone knows he's the one still has the most banger
Yeah, fuck yeah, of
songs.
course. That song is so cool. Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm really happy y'all are having a really what's it called um
Really good conversation going on
good
here.
conversation going. Y'all are chatting with us. I love this, man. This is what I always want these things to be like, man. I want y'all to talk to me. It bothered me a little how there was always some big storm.
Well, they got to trap him in there.
I trap him in there, bro.
Got to trap him in there so he can get the UV sauce everywhere.
Yeah. I also love how the condensation finally comes up. It does
I,
come up.
also, I mean, these poor women, they're just like freezing to death in this place,
Yeah.
breaking shit up, starting a fire. Danvers is under a pile of like 30 coats. I'm like, damn, how cold is it really in there?
Yeah. But I do wonder what this season would have looked like if you had those 2 extra episodes or maybe like 3 extra episodes, and maybe it would have given a lot of fluff in there. But I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and criticize what I've got and how I felt with what I watched, and I loved it. And I think that Issa Lopez does an incredible job with what she's handed here and what she did. I think she's a great director. I think she is an incredible what's it called, a genre filmmaker, and when she's paired up with these people, like her cinematographer in this show and the composer, I think they do an incredible job.
Big storm that only lasts 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then yet when Pryor needs to bury someone, there's no storm. Convenient. I'm putting that under Rose magic. Because
Yeah.
let's be real, Rose made a whole fucking Christmas feast for 2 people.
Yeah.
Like that thing had like 3 cakes.
Once again, I would like to bring up Brad the way that CinemaSins has fucking flagged
Like,
our
did the ghost of Christmas past come up in there and be like,
yeah.
well, yeah, we're gonna have a fucking feast up in here.
Yeah. But I really 1 through 4 episodes were good. 5 through 6 are yeah. It's just I think that that's where the what's it called the pacing, just to me the pacing in 1 through 3, just I was like, okay, you have a good episode first pilot, you have a good starting ground, and then 2 and 3 where I was like, okay, I know what we're doing here and I'm enjoying parts of this, but I don't think I'm like really hooked in there yet, and it's not getting me yet until we get to that mid to 4, and then up until there I was like, okay, I'm really locked in with the show. I'm
I
really
will say,
enjoying what I've got here.
but I did like the first episode. I don't think I'd been that excited for episodes since like season 1, just
Yeah.
because it's a whole big like conglomeration of what the fuck.
So, Brandon bringing up season 2 and 3 is what's it called music. I don't even remember what season 3 song was, bro.
I try to forget season 2.
Yeah. Where did the car rim in the hallway come from, by the way?
I
Fuck
feel
yeah.
like that's Danvers was having a hallucination from cold, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, why didn't Danvers shoot the glass of the door?
Brad,
Woman
you
had a
brought
gun.
that up when you messaged me that, and I was like, you bring up a really good point, and
She
I
had a
can't
gun.
say like, oh, it's gonna give away that she's trying to escape when she's hitting the fucking what's it called glass with the pipe.
That pipe.
But once again, I didn't write this shit. What's it called? And I'm not about to say that I was what's it called. I'd write this better, but because I would not. But I was like, huh.
Could have been alluding to Wheeler, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a pun or not, but I like it.
yeah, yeah. The best. Billy is the best. Shut up. Yeah, I was like,
But then Navarro taking the extinguisher to the back of the head and then waking up
oh my
like
god,
30
bro.
seconds later.
What do you mean 30 seconds later, dog?
Like
You
he
don't
was dragging her.
movie time, Brad. Movie time.
But he
You
was
don't know
dragging
how
her.
long movie time lasts.
Like I don't think Navarro weighs that much. That dude could have dragged her wherever the hell he was
Yeah,
going.
we can decide. We
How
don't
long was
know,
that
Brad.
hallway?
Movie time works different.
No, I get this. Like we've watched a lot. I get movie time works different.
Yeah.
But like it's just one of those things. She was just she like woke up, didn't have a concussion, was beating the shit out of him.
Yeah. But how many fucking shows have we watched where they do that shit and the person just wakes up, right after? It's
Well,
just a
I'm
trope.
just saying Navarro is a no sell. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
no
saying.
sold that shit, bro. Yeah, yeah. Well, also the fact that she was beaten on is that, but then again, this guy is obviously like really crazy, and he's going like he's not right in the head right
Well,
now. So like,
Clark is literally thinking Annie's just running around like killing everyone
yeah,
when it was just actually like 20 native women who took him out to the middle of the fucking ice storm and like walk.
yeah. Well, I don't know, man. What's it called? Navarro was a beast. I loved her character, and Kylie Reyes is just so great, man. I think she's an incredible actress who's gonna have a lot of. I hope a lot of more roles in her future, and I hope that she gets more work because she's so good. Like she's holding her own against a fucking Academy Award nominated actress who is quite possibly one of the best actresses of our time, of all time. And I think the Kylie Reyes is just incredible, man.
All I know is I'm getting all my friends and family SpongeBob toothbrushes for Christmas. So
Yep.
they should be prepared for that.
Where's that? That's my plot hole. Did she keep the salt? What's the SpongeBob toothbrush?
No, she gave it back. You didn't see that?
Oh, she did.
No,
Oh
the
yes,
dude was
with
feeding
the,
his dog, and then he was like, "Oh," then he was all
yeah. It's like,
sad.
oh, at least she gave it back before she killed herself. Yeah, yeah,
She had fresh breath.
yeah, yeah. She before she went to the other side, she had a little minty breath. Yeah.
God, no.
My God. But like I said, Kelly Reyes is great. They kind of they glared over it, but they implied that the mine funded the town, and with them closing the mine, the town's kind of screwed.
But
That
Brandon
you see, that's there.
Danvers said the town was there before and it'll be there after.
True.
Maybe not in as great
Yeah.
condition.
And you see, and that's the part where like you get into this idea of like you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't, right?
Yeah.
You know, these people are working down there and they're getting money under the tunnel to like do these things, and it's like it really sucks what I'm doing, but I'm also allowing for my allowing for my town to have an active economy, so that way my family can eat, everybody else's family can eat.
But at the same time, the town is being poisoned by the
Yeah,
mine and given cancer, and
and
then
and
children are being born stillbirth.
it's like we're screwed
We're
everywhere we
screwed
go.
either way.
Yeah. And it's like we're screwed either way, and it all goes back to the idea of like this of like these people just not having the best interests for the people of Venice, and especially the native people of Venice, and
Yes.
the people that have been there, whose ancestors were there before it was even known as Ennis.
By the way, guys in chat, I just want to say if you guys can come back to all our other shows, we'd love that.
Yeah,
You-
yeah,
great.
please. I wish they would have showed the lady that when the mine getting arrested or something. Oh man. The people who cave can live off the land are fine. Exactly. Because and they're the ones whose ancestors were living off the land, who had grown accustomed to this. And maybe that's just a whole commentary on the whole neo-colonist kind of approach that the corporation had to this.
But I love Danvers' bureaucratic answer of like, no, they already said that was an avalanche. We're done here.
We're done here.
I'm gonna walk out now
don't
because there's like 20 of you.
Yeah, y'all don't remember that y'all finished the closest case?
Y'all finished that whole thing. That case is closed.
Yeah. So
this was a me and Navarro thing. That's all we were doing.
Yeah. All I know is that one of them girls at least had to get caught, bro, and brought back because y'all still broke the law, man. Like y'all broke the law.
Hey, they left the clothes out there. They could have come back and got those anytime they wanted. They chose to be naked out there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god! But I really I really enjoyed it, man. But yeah, those ladies were fucking nuts. But I also get it. You know, they're watching their people, especially their women. Like they're even though they have no choice, right? Because they're trapped and they're down there doing this job that really fucking sucks, right? And they're hurting people. But you are still very much complicit in this sort of like killing of these women, bro, and like these people getting cancer
Oh,
and
they
their
know the
native
poisoning's going on.
population being killed off.
Yeah,
So like I understand why these women would want to retaliate like that.
yeah, and it really took the killing of Annie K, which was just you know, uh, it was just not subtle at all.
Due to 6 episodes. Maybe I would like to see
I
what.
would have loved. I mean, we
Yeah.
this is an HBO thing. It goes back to Game of Thrones. I don't even want to bring that up because people start throwing shit. But
Yeah.
season 8 had how many episodes did that have? 6.
6.
It didn't have enough.
Yeah, because I think season 7 was like 8,
Yeah.
and then season 6 was 6. I
So
can't
it's
remember.
always an
I mean,
HBO thing.
season
I mean,
7 was,
they
yeah.
HBO literally like just said just quit on Deadwood in the middle of like a cliffhanger.
Yeah. At least they made a goddamn
They
movie
made a
for it.
movie, yeah,
Yeah.
like 10
They
years
gave you
later.
your fucking what's it called, the
They gave me an
conclusion.
ending. Yeah,
Yeah.
finally.
There's a bunch of Netflix stuff that was never given our conclusion. At least they give you a damn movie, Brad.
Okay, I give them that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the bare minimum you can do, right? But there's some stuff that was like from like the if anybody in chat remembers the Marco Polo show from Netflix, bro, I never got a fun conclusion.
Well, shit, Westworld didn't really get a conclusion either.
No.
You think
And it
about it.
was and that's what's always gonna piss me off because guess what, Brad? It was about to end. It
Yeah,
was you need one more season.
yeah,
And it
needed
was
one more
about to
season.
end.
Just should have. It just got too expensive. I think that was an expensive show.
But it's just like, oh, that's what I hate so much. And I hate remembering this questions besides the ton.
I kind of agree with Brandon. They
Yeah,
did, but was it in a very quick fashion? Sure.
sure.
They closed the
Yeah.
chapter on a lot of things.
Yeah, season 7 was 7 episodes of Game of Thrones, and season 8 was 6. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
realized Hank was also the brother in Eastbound and Down.
Oh
Great show,
shit.
by the way.
Yeah. I've heard about that show. I haven't watched
Yeah.
it, but I've heard about it. Yeah.
If you like Eastbound and Down, you'll like The Righteous Gemstones. That
Yeah.
shit's funny.
I think, guys, where we can go with all these things that are being brought up is that we need to stop letting these streamers, what's it called, give us or these like less than 10 episode series, guys. Like give people, and even with that comes like more pay, and it gives them more writing time. It's like give us 10 plus episodes again. You know, it shouldn't be a thing of the past. Like it shouldn't have been something that died off
You
like
did you
cable.
didn't like the 5 episodes of Echo you got?
Fuck no. Fuck no, I didn't like my 5 episodes of Echo. Yeah. Plus, yeah.
Plus, they answered everything without being due to magic or spirits, which is very much in true detective fashion.
True. But any final thoughts here, Brad? I mean, I guess as long as y'all are still going in there, I think we'll keep going. But
Yeah, if you guys got anything else to
gotta
say,
work at 8 in the morning tomorrow, though.
I kind of want to go back to Cthulhu EG. To it's ridiculous, but I really don't care. Which it's a horror show. That's what it
Yeah.
is. So
I
I'm
mean,
good with it.
I say that, and it's true though. Like I just know the way that I felt about it, and I know the way that I reacted to this series, and what I was able to watch, and I like and I love what I watched.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, even even under the name True Detective. Even though
Yeah,
I think it could have stood alone as Night Country. Do I think it should have had more episodes? Oh, for sure.
yeah, yeah. Don't think it's anywhere near being perfect, but for Isa Lopez is I believe this is her first time she's done TV.
Oh, and for you guys who don't know Issa Lopez's work, Tigers Are Not Afraid.
Incredible film.
If you can find where to watch that, go watch that.
I think that's
I'm not
still on
sure.
Shutter. I
Is
think
that
that's
on
still,
Shutter? Yeah.
yeah, still on Shutter.
Tigers Are Not Afraid. It's a great horror movie.
Yeah,
Kind of in the same, wavelength of Guillermo del Toro.
yeah, yeah. It looks like it's her first. Well, her first time since like 2000, from 2000 that she worked on a fucking last
Show?
time that she worked on a TV show. But like her first miniseries, man, I gotta say I really like this from Issa Lopez, and I'm really interested to see what else she can do. I think she's such a great director, and I think that I mean, I think she's great, man. And I really do want to see what else she can do because I know she's got more stuff coming down, but don't know, don't know what else. But like, this is her first time having a whole series to herself, and I think she did great.
So I'm going back because the other miniseries I kind of like really enjoyed, kind of in the same area, is the Night of that Riz Ahmed series they had back in
Yeah,
2016, and that had 8 episodes.
yeah,
So I think another 2 episodes would have helped it too.
yeah. It's just I don't know, man. I don't know how it worked. I don't know how much HBO gave her. Look, man, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm just glad that David Zaslav decided to not, shelve it like the way that he's shelved with other shit that was
Oh yeah,
already made.
I was completely
Just glad I
surprised
was
that
able
True
to watch
Detective came
this.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, just glad I was able to watch this instead of having to sit there and be like, well, I wonder what True Detective Night Country would have been like. Yeah, like with Bad Girl and Coyote versus Acme now. So who knows? But Brad, I thought it was fantastic. I really like this episode and I really like the season. I think that just more. I just want more from Isa Lopez now, and I want to see more of what she can do, especially when you're giving her just what's it called the whole series to herself. But I do agree with Brad. I don't know if you agree with me, Brad, but I think that when you slap the True Detective moniker on it, I think it builds a certain expectation,
yes.
and I think that it makes people, specifically be like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to hold this season to a higher regard, and it's like,
And it makes
yeah,
you question some of the direction that was given and put in this episode with callbacks to season one. Like, would
yeah,
that wouldn't have been needed had this been its own?
yeah,
It might not even been needed anyway. It was kind of cool as an Easter egg, but I'm glad that it didn't go as far as like putting Matthew McConaughey back
yeah.
in the episode.
Tracy says, I will never recover from Deadwood, just stopping therapy and Westworld too. Yo, it's true. And it's like, y'all had one more
Yeah,
season
one
to
more
finish
season you
this
could have.
off.
Like, I get it. Westworld was a bit much. Like,
But
season
it's
one
like,
was terrific, and then season two, I was questioning,
cut down the fucking
what
budget.
existed.
I don't get it. Like, you can cut down the budget by you can cut down what money y'all are spending by doing
I
these
mean,
stupid
they were
tax
literally in
write
the
offs.
desert for like the first season.
Like, I don't get where y'all need to have these things cost so much money, man. Where is all of that going into?
I mean, that final season though, that was a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I just pissed because it was like, you bring Vincent Cassell into that final season, and then it's like, okay, cool, man. And you're like, oh, this is the last season we're gonna have. We're not gonna. It's like it needed one more. It needed one more to be done.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe what's
that's
it called?
HBO for you.
Maybe
Maybe we'll get a
John.
movie.
Maybe Christopher Nolan will slide over some big money to Jonathan Nolan and tell him hey man, just go make a movie, finish it up.
Yeah.
Maybe, but that's just me kind of what's it called? Wishful thinking, right? Yeah.
What are you giving this, bro?
Brad, I'm giving this I gave last episode a 9. I think I like this one just as much as the last one, but I think it was a a good conclusion. I'm gonna give it about like a 9 as well, 9 as well. But overall season rating, I'm gonna give this an 8.25 out of 10. It's
Okay.
great.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same wavelength. I like the 9 for the episode. Um, Pretty good conclusion. Ridiculous as always. But for the series as a whole, I'm gonna go a little higher and give it an 8.5.
Oh wow, you're going in a little bit higher than me,
A
man.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I like it, man. I really do. It's so far my favorite show of 2024,
I mean,
but not
it
much
is
competing
February.
against it.
It's February,
Yeah,
and
not
we have
much.
Shogun coming out
Yeah.
soonish.
So right now the schedule's looking like hopefully on the first of March, guys, we'll have our season 1 review of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So can we call spoiler warning off? Is that
Hold on, let me give them a little bit more time, guys. If you guys, what's it called? I'd give it a 9.4, right under season 1 for me. Oh
yeah?
shit,
What do you guys
okay.
give it? Like
I
all those
really
in chat.
like season 3, Brad, and like
I
I
like
just
season 3.
but then again, just Alzheimer's, all of that hits so close to home. So I really did like the way they kind of brought that into the show. And I thought like season 3 was good. But of course I'm still watching season 1, guys, so bear with me, right?
And if you guys don't know, we're doing watch alongs for
Yeah,
season 1.
it's on Patreon, and you got to go over to Patreon, drop a little $5 a month, and you get access to that. But I'm trying to cut up like a little bit, like a highlight reel for y'all, so that way I can put them up on YouTube. so that way you all see our reactions at least. But I'm I don't know, man. Like I said, I like season 3 a lot. I don't know if I like it more than this because it's been a while. Uh, yes, I love season 3 too, especially the ending. But the supernatural stuff on this one pushed it past 3 for me. Yeah, and that's honestly that's where
I
it's
mean,
like
the horror
because I love
aspect,
horror because I
yeah.
love horror so much, and I think that's what really has me
And
like
you had
captivated.
the kind of the thing feeling going
Yeah,
throughout this with the ice and the snow. It was cool.
yeah. But I hope y'all I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more time, guys. Let me see a couple more comments. If you guys have anything else to say before we throw off the spoiler banner, then go ahead and do it before y'all go ahead and get to it because it
I
looks
mean,
like y'all aren't even saying anything spoiler.
overall, great.
Okay,
I
man.
mean, honestly, I don't think it needed the True Detective moniker, but I can see why HBO did that.
It's money, Brad.
Yeah, they want to get eyes on it, and if you're in the True Detective Reddit, people are basically saying, "Well, I had to finish it. I started it, I had to finish it," and
Yeah,
that's basically every True Detective ever,
yeah.
even season
Yeah.
two.
Even season 2, but March 1st we got Avatar: Last Airbender season 1 review here. We're gonna have I believe that drops the week before, so we're gonna have to watch that episode, and then episode 1 and 2 of Shogun drop on that week as well of the first, and that'll be on the second. We'll be doing that review for you guys live here as well, and then in March, of course, March 15, we got Invincible
Oh
season 2
yeah,
episode 5.
Invincible's coming back after a 3 mid-season hiatus.
Ass,
What
bro.
the hell, Amazon?
Yep. But March looking like it's gonna be pretty good. We're gonna have a little bit of a break here uh during the week. We'll have no live show next week, but after that we'll be back for some more reviews. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the spoiler banner here, guys. So I would ask that y'all keep any talk y'all are gonna have to spoiler free at the moment. Don't want anybody who is watching to be who's listening past this point or watching to not be to be spoiled. Even though why would you be if I just called off the spoiler? If I, but with that said, we got a lot more to look forward to, Brad. We got a good week coming up ahead of us. Tomorrow, live on Patreon and releasing to the public on Tuesday. We got Godzilla vs. Mecha Godzilla
Mm-hmm.
for a review. And then on Thursday, recording live on Patreon and then going live for the public on Saturday. We've got Tampopo. But
Yeah.
it's
If you want
Mhm.
to get hungry for some ramen, that's a movie to watch.
Yeah. But happening exclusively on Patreon at the $5 tier. On Wednesday, we're continuing on with True Detective Season 1, Episode 2. We're going to be doing that watch along. So I'm going to be really excited for that. And yeah, man, just a lot going on. I'm ready. Dude, I'm just getting ready for Dune Part 2. And hopefully Brad gets to watch that because I would really like for us to do a review that week. So, Brad, you got a fuck ton of money in gift cards, Brad.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do to the cinema. It's true.
Yeah. 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 But with that said, just follow along with us on the nerdcore.com. That's our website where you can see the 2 write ups that Brad has right now. We got our Twitter, the nerdcore underscore. I'm going to go rewatch it now. Thanks for the stream, guys. Damn straight, D Gene. And don't forget, D Gene, subscribe to us. We would love to have you around for
Oh yeah,
more shows
leave some
and
comments.
talk with us. Yeah, we would love to have you here. We love having an active chat, and it's a lot of fun when we got a lot of y'all in here talking to us, even though we may not agree on the same thing. We do have what's it called some interesting stuff to discuss when
I
we're
mean,
all
and I'm just surprised. So usually we have a member, Stacy, is in here.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, DG. We'll
Thank
catch
you.
you guys. We'll
Appreciate it.
catch you on the next one, man. And but I give it a 9. Added dimension with heritage, family, music, cinematography, acting. Damn straight, yeah, yeah,
Good deal. Good deal.
yeah, good stuff. But what's it called Twitter at the Nerdcore underscore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Threads as well as the Nerdcore. And of course, picture.com/nerdcore. For $1, you get our Monday and Thursday show live and early, so you can chat with us in there. And
What
you also
episode?
get other episodes early before they drop. And of
And it,
course, our Discord.
and if
What's
you
up?
guys don't know, this is 337 of the live show, but the main show. What are we at?
658.
Yeah, so there's a back catalog there if you guys
Fuck
need to
yeah,
listen to
yeah,
anything
yeah.
for like years.
Fuck, I need. I'm pretty sure True Detective season 3 wasn't on here, so you would have to look at the audio platform. But There's a lot. There's a lot to watch. No sign of stopping yet, right? Discord link is in our description, so you can talk to us in our Discord. But of course, if you're watching this on a replay, please go ahead and leave a comment on the on our YouTube. Please comment on this video so you can tell us what you thought about season 4 or True Detective Night Country, or how it's being known as. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to us. We got a lot of other reviews. Like I said, guys, you got Avatar: The Last Airbender, season 1 of the live action show. We've got Shogun. We've got Invincible. We're definitely going to be doing the Fallout
In
first
April.
season in April, and all the other stuff that might be dropping. We got a lot coming down the line that we would like to really
We're happy to
watch.
have television back.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it went kind of, there was a drought there after Game of Thrones and
in Rings of Power,
yeah,
bro.
the Rings of Power.
We were so spoiled, Brad. We were so spoiled, and I don't think people realize that. We literally had weeks on end where we had 3 live shows a week where we were doing, and whether you how you feel about She-Hulk or not, we were doing a She-Hulk review, we were doing a Rings of Power review, and we were doing a
Game of
what's called
Thrones
game a House of the
on Sunday.
Dragon review.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a stacked lineup, and now we can barely get shit.
At least we had True Detective, and now we're funneling them in. So
Yeah,
we have found other
yeah.
shows,
So hopefully, Shogun looks really good, and
Yeah.
I'm really interested in Shogun.
and that's
But
on FX, so we can get it. I think it's Hulu through Hulu.
I think that's it's through Hulu, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, just comment on the video, leave a like on the video as well, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss another review that we've got going on here. And of course, if you're on the audio side of things, please leave a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app of choice, and make sure you follow us. You guys are fun. I'm glad I bumped into you. Thanks for the live chat. Thank you, Tracy. Thanks.
Thank
Make
you,
sure you
Tracy.
subscribe and come back because we would really like to talk to you
Yeah,
guys.
this was
See
great.
y'all
We
again.
loved having all y'all in chat.
Damn straight. We got a lot of other stuff. If you like old movies, we got you here. If you like new movies, we also have some of those here. We're very concentrated on old films, but
Yeah, we just did the Great Dictator
yeah,
review, 1940 Charlie Chaplin. So
yeah.
but
But
go through it all.
yeah, just come back, Tracy. Things we would like to have you here. Maybe you want to hear our thoughts on Avatar: The Last Airbender. But Brad, with that said, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Let's go ahead and send him out of here.
All right, our own thing being host as always. Thank you to all the numerous people who joined us in chat today, except for Stacy, the one night he misses. Thank all our listeners out there, all our Patreons. He's not going to believe us. All our patrons.
He's not going to believe us that we had.
No.
He's not going to believe that we had like 5 concurrent people just talking in chat with us. Right?
Yeah.
And then one person on Twitch who was just by themselves, who I wish they would have had company there. But yeah. Yeah. Brad? All right. It looks like Brad went out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and oh wait. The one night he misses, the loser. No, Stacy is there. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. Brad did freeze up on me, so we'll catch you all guys on the next one. Thank you all so much. And Brad will usually say Young Yoda out here. See you guys. You just had to freeze up.